Pressing the stream button. Let's see what happens. All right. Guys, go to the pivot
On YouTube?
on YouTube.
That's what I was doing.
Do we all have to be on it? Oh, to see the chat, right?
Guys, go to the pivot
Wow.
on YouTube.
Do we all have to be on it?
That's us live right there.
Sounds like with a delay.
There will definitely be a delay. But there we go. This is Pivot live streamed.
Nice.
Let's see here. Let me switch the scenes. We're testing things out if you're here and you're a viewer. There we go. This is Pivot live streamed.
Do we all have to be on right now? Or no?
What do you mean?
Like, do we have to be on the live stream or no?
If you want to see the chat, you want to pull it up.
have to be on right now? Oh, wow.
What do you mean?
Like, do we have to be on the live stream or no? This is cool.
If you want to see the chat, you want to pull it up.
How do I see the chat?
The chat is right there.
It's on the
one
right.
here right now. But if you want to send out some links, send out some links. This is
I
the
sent out
Pivot
the
test run live stream round 1. It's on the right here right now. But if you want to send out some links, send out some
You're
links.
gonna need to mute
This is
you.
the Pivot
So-
test run.
yeah, we need to mute you so we can.
Okay. Cool.
I feel like I'm looking at a weird angle at the camera. I guess the camera's over here, right?
Right, you're gonna talk to Juice, so.
Oh, I'm gonna talk to Juice. So is that a good angle?
Yeah, it's good.
Am I?
Okay. Welcome to the Pivot live stream here. Testing.
Round 1, testing.
We're just testing out some cameras and some lights that are very bright. Anyway, we're just giving a test run. In doing so, we plan on building a NBA lineup for you guys tonight. We didn't get a lineup to you out last night, and Juice was over 300 again. He was over 330 on Tuesday, so he's been making some good lineups, so we need to get him out.
368 on Monday.
I'm going to be looking a lot at my phone because my iPad is upstairs dead, so I have to do this by phone. So Tuesday was what, Juice?
I think it was, was it Tuesday?
We've got
It's either Monday or Tuesday. I got 368 or something.
Before we jump in, we are the Pivot. We are brought to you by Vast Bank. We are executively produced by Toby Biocchini, and we're produced over here by Jam Master J.
What's up?
Again, just kind of a test run. We're going to break down some games, build a lineup, and see if we can get through on a whole live stream while we do this. So this will be becoming more natural in the future weeks and days. But anyway, this should be fun. Juice, you've been breaking down the slate.
Yeah. I love this slate. I mean,
We got 8 games.
from a basketball fan perspective, I love it. And then there's just amazing plays tonight. Hopefully COVID doesn't mess with the slate too much. It's been doing that a lot this week, but
So
I think we should be okay.
As of right now, all 8 games are scheduled to tip off, right?
There were supposed to be 10.
Oh, they were. Oh, so they've already canceled.
A couple of
2.
games have already been postponed.
That'd have been a giant slate.
Yeah. Fridays typically are bigger slates. So that's why we're going to be doing live stream Fridays, because
They're generally some big ones.
there's a lot of games usually to break down.
Well, the first game we got here is Orlando at Boston. That should be a pretty low total. What do you got as a total there? I tried to bring it up on my computer, and I was having a little trouble.
That one is 213, and the Celtics are favored by 3.
Okay.
Most notably out tonight is Jason Tatum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's out. There's some questionable players on the Celtics as well.
How does that correlate with some of the other Celtic stars?
Well, I mean, it brings Jaylen Brown into play firmly.
Yeah, I would think.
Tristan Thompson has no injury designation tonight. He's really cheap. So there's some good plays in this game. I'm going to bring up this game so I can kind of go through it. But yeah, Jaylen Brown is questionable. I think he'll play. He's $9K, so they've priced him up, knowing that. Actually, I'm sorry. That's FanDuel. Let me pull up the DraftKings pricing.
Okay. He's already. We got to get him switched over to the app that we're actually building lineups for here.
Yeah, no, we're good. Sorry, guys.
We got 4 people watching.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Hello, people.
Hello.
If you're
people.
watching the stream, this is our first stream.
Yeah.
Say something in the chat.
We're
Yeah, you guys got any questions or anything? Feel free to
Show
type
them up.
them out.
At the end of the stream, we'll do some interaction if there's anyone to interact with.
but right now we're
We'll
on
take
Orlando,
questions.
Boston.
So
And
let me go
Tatum.
through.
We know Tatum's out.
Tatum's out. Jalen
Brett.
Brown's questionable, but I think he'll play. So Jalen Brown and Marcus Smart are kind of priced up.
I noticed that.
Jalen Brown's 8.9K. Marcus Smart is 7.6K.
Wow, that's a lot for Marcus.
That's
Smart.
a lot.
Especially kind of in a pace down game, right?
Yeah, I will say this though. Out of this game, you could definitely take some shots on Jalen Brown if he's playing. I don't love the salary. What I really do like in this game, I like Vucevic at 9K.
At the center spot.
Yeah, at the center spot. I really, really like him tonight. He's probably going to get you around 34 minutes, which we love. I also like Aaron Gordon quite a bit at 7.3K. His salary's starting to come up, but his minutes are up as well. And they're really thin at guard, so they're kind of playing him a little bit at point forward. So he's facilitating a lot more now. And then another couple plays I like in this game are Tristan Thompson at center at 4.8K. He's really cheap. So he's kind of a salary saver. And then Jeff Teague at 4.4K. Don't love him. He's probably going to get around 20, 21 minutes. If he's playing well, he could probably see some more action. But again, it's kind of a low total game, so I wouldn't say I love it.
Okay. Well, I heard your top plays being kind of Tristan Thompson in the lower value and Vukovic. Is that correct? Vucevic up in the upper value. Okay. Well, let's jump over here to the second game. What's the hot total on New York at Cleveland?
The Knicks and Cavaliers are 196.5.
Wow, that may be one of the lowest totals I've ever heard.
I think that's the lowest total I've seen on the year so far. So this is probably one of those games that
everybody's out though for Cleveland.
Well, so
I've got Garland out. I've got Sexton out. I've got Della Da Vinci out.
Deladova.
That guy too. Windler out. Porter Jr. out. Prince questionable.
Yeah.
Love out. Wow. So Cleveland, there's some scraps left for Cleveland.
So let's just jump on the Cleveland side real quick. So here's the deal. Andre Drummond is 9.3K. That's one of the highest prices he's been all year.
Wow.
I will probably be staying away from him tonight.
They're listing him as questionable.
Here's the thing. Jared Allen, they just traded for.
Also listed as questionable.
So if he's playing, I want nothing to do with Andre Drummond because they're directly eating into each other's stuff.
What about the Knicks side? Randall's been a favorite play I've noticed over the past few weeks. He keeps paying off.
The thing with Randall is Tom Thibodeau, the coach, he just plays these guys massive minutes. Like they were getting blown out the other night in the fourth quarter. What does Thibodeau do? He brings in Randall at the end of the game for no reason whatsoever.
Right.
So, you could pretty much lock him in for 37, 38 minutes.
He definitely seems to fire the minutes.
He's doing a little bit of everything so far this year. So, I don't mind Randall, but that pace, 9.1, that's a steep price to pay for me. So I'll probably... Honestly,
this game seems really fadeable, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say if you want to go down towards the bargain bin shopping, Emmanuel Quickly for the Knicks is 3.3K. They're projecting him for about 17 minutes. If he can get you like 20, 21 minutes, I think he could pay off that price tag pretty easily.
Okay.
So he's someone that we could consider as a salary saver. Don't love the play, but definitely you can play him. RJ Barrett, another guy's getting a lot of minutes.
He's only 7K, I noticed.
He's 7K, but the usage, it's not nearly what it is with Randall. So I don't love Barrett. And I feel like we could probably find some other guys around the 7K range. But he's certainly in the player pool.
Uh-oh.
And then
production problem.
We talked about Cleveland. No one I really, really love. Damian Dotson's been priced up a little bit. 5.2.
This game's easily just.
Yeah, I think we could move on.
I don't even want to watch that game.
No.
Okay, well, next game I've got on the DK slate is Dallas at Milwaukee, starting at 6:30. What's the line on? What's the totals on that? With the line?
Okay, so we mentioned the game before is 196.5.
Right.
This one's 228.
Okay. Well,
So
now
it's a 30-point difference in point, like in the over/under for this game.
wow, Doncic is 11K. Doncic.
Mm-hmm.
That's Harden price, right?
I mean, he's better than Harden this year.
Well, obviously, but I'm saying past year Harden price.
Yeah, I mean he's going to be one of the higher priced guys pretty much every slate. Let's start with the Dallas side. So we saw Kristaps Porzingis come back last game. He's 8K. If he was in the sevens, I'd really want to play him, but I don't know if the minutes are still going to be there.
How'd he do in his return?
He did okay. He didn't blow the doors off or anything, but he did fine. Nothing.
He's the guy that you can be on the right side of the curve when he finally does start blowing the doors off, though, because if he starts playing good minutes, he will get the numbers, right?
For sure.
Real fast, we got Matt Mayu in the chat here.
Nice, Matt.
What's up, Matt? Thanks for watching.
He's asking, is there any chance you will make lineup in FanDuel?
We're gonna do primarily DraftKings, but I can give you some leans on FanDuel for sure, Matt, at the end of the show.
Well, cool.
Thanks for the question.
I like the question. Who are the favorite plays in this game from the Milwaukee side? Who are we looking at?
Okay, let's go Milwaukee first. I had Dallas pulled up, but no problem.
Let's do Dallas.
No, it's okay. I've got him pulled up. So Giannis is 10.8K. If anyone's listened to the shows, one of the rules I've got with Giannis is I like to play Giannis when I think the game is going to be close.
Okay.
And the reason being is because I think that he gets his full run of minutes. And when Giannis gets his full run of minutes, that's when he has his ceiling games. So I could definitely see him being in my lineup today. He's a little bit cheaper than Luka. I don't know who's going to stop Giannis tonight from Dallas. I just don't. So I definitely don't mind that play. Chris Middleton's 8.2K. This is usually the salary he's in. So I mean, I don't know. I don't love that play either, but it's, I certainly wouldn't fault anyone for playing Chris Middleton. Yeah. Drew Holiday's a little bit more palatable at 7.2K. I like him.
He's listed as questionable right now.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's someone we gotta watch out for. And then you got Brook Lopez. If he was in the low 5s to 4s, I would be very inclined to play him. But I think I'm going to stay away from Brook Lopez tonight.
So it sounds like you don't love anybody necessarily on that side.
I think my favorite play of this game is Giannis.
Okay.
On the Milwaukee side. That's probably the only guy I'll be looking at if I'm playing any of this game. So that means you're fading back to the Dallas side. Doncic's listed at 11K. We've got Brunson out, Richardson out. We've got Finney-Smith out. Porzingis questionable, Keebler questionable. Who are you looking at? Anybody plays on this side? I mean, you could always play Luka.
Right.
You
can't play Luka and you can't and Freak together probably.
I don't think as of right now you can play them both because there's not that much value. But maybe closer to lock some things open up, and we can look at playing both of them.
If you're picking one of the two right now, who are you picking?
I would pick Giannis. This would be a Giannis day for me. And I love Luka. I mean, I play Luka almost every slate, but I think I'm going to get a little bit of a discount on Giannis, and I think he's going to get the full minutes. So I think I'd lean Giannis tonight. But going down to Dallas, so Willie Cauley-Stein is priced pretty cheap at 4.5K. I would say normally that's a good play, but going up against Brook Lopez tonight, Brook Lopez is one of those big men that likes to stretch the floor.
Right.
And so I think that's going to take away some rebounding opportunities for Willie Cauley-Stein. He's not really an offensive guy.
So Porzingis takes away some rebounds from Cauley-Stein too, right?
Two. Yeah, that's a good point.
Do they play him together much?
They will. They will. But that's normally I would like Willie Cauley-Stein, but tonight's probably not one of those against Brook Lopez because I think he's going to get his points on rebounds and blocks and steals, and Brook Lopez extending the floor. I don't love that play at 4.5K. Tim Hardaway Jr., Milwaukee likes to give up the 3-ball. He's a little bit pricey for my liking at 6.9K, but I definitely am going to keep an eye out on Trey Burke tonight.
Okay.
He's 4.9K. They're projecting him for 30 minutes. Luka can't score every single time. So I think he could certainly be in play at that price tag.
Trey Burke could be a play.
So if the three ball's falling for Trey Burke, I definitely like that. He's got a good ceiling, and I think he's a good point per dollar play. Probably the best point per dollar play on the Dallas side tonight.
Okay. Well, next I've got Memphis at Minnesota.
Okay. What are they saying about Jaw? Is he on the injury report?
I saw earlier on the ESPN report that he was listed as questionable for the first time instead of out.
Yeah, that's right.
He is listed questionable. He's 7,500. Minnesota is obviously a team that we like to pick on, right?
Yep.
So we'll start with the Memphis side. Obviously, Jaw's the first place to start. You got him at 7,500 with a questionable tag. Is this a wait and see for you, or you want to be on the right side of the curve of Jaw here? What's your thoughts?
Well, I love this game for Jaw. This game is like tailor-made for him. I mean, he's an up and down guard. He likes to facilitate. He likes to move the ball. His price tag is $7.5K.
You're never going to get Jaw cheaper, right?
No, I mean, you wouldn't think. So
Unless he plays bad. But
yeah, this
saying,
is the cheapest you're going to probably see him for the rest of the year, and this is one of the better matchups he's going to get. It's all going to be about the minutes. So I would be looking out to see if the coaches say anything like, is he on a minutes limit? Is he going to get a full run? If he gets a full run, sign me up for Jaw at 7,500. I'm all about it. Jonas Valanciunas also at 7.1K. He just played in this matchup, and I think he did a double-double, and he blew up at 6.9K. We were on him that night, and he definitely came through. I'm never scared to play a center against Karl Anthony Towns. He's not a defensive center whatsoever, and the matchup is good. Dylan Brooks with John Morant back, don't love it. Brandon Clark had a good game last game against the Timberwolves, 6.1, don't love it. I think those are really, I would say, Jaw, Jonas. Maybe you could play some DeAnthony Melton, but the Grizzlies are starting to get everybody back, so I don't know. I think I'd say it was Jaw and Jonas for me. On the Minnesota side, however, love Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, we do love Towns.
I do love Towns. 9.9K. I think he's going to be relatively lower owned tonight.
Yeah, he's listed as questionable too.
So if he's ruled in, he played the first game back. He played like 37 minutes against San Antonio. It's a wrist injury that he had. I don't think it's not like a soft tissue injury where we got to worry about him being in game shape. So I think if they say, hey, he's going to get his full run, I definitely don't mind him. D'Angelo Russell to me is a little bit pricey at 8.3K. So I don't know if I love that play.
And you always remind me that Memphis is playing against a pace-up team, but Minnesota is not necessarily playing a pace-up. Is Memphis a pace-up team now?
They're more paced up than they've been in years past, but they're not on the level of Minnesota.
Okay. And what was the total on this game?
I believe it's 223. Let me double check that.
Is it
224.5.
Probably not. Is it the highest on the slate? Or?
It's sort of middle of the road. I mean, you got the Mavericks Bucks we just talked about.
Well, let's look.
That's the Mavericks Buck is the highest, and then you got the Clippers Kings, which is kind of like the nightcap.
So if I heard you right, T-Wolves, you like KT, but again, you're having to pick between some of these big plays.
Right.
So
I do like as a value play if he's in the starting lineup, which I think he will be. Josh Okogie at 3,600.
Okay.
That is certainly somebody I'm going to look at.
Questionable too.
Yeah, I mean he's questionable, but I think he's more likely to play.
Okay.
So if he's in the starting lineup, that is definitely a value guy that I would like, for sure. So I think that's pretty much the only guys I would say I'm in love with in this game. So the next game we got, at least that I've got, is Chicago, Oklahoma City.
Yep. Sorry, Jackson is trying his best to just have full attention on him. Yeah, I've got Oklahoma City, Chicago at Oklahoma City. What's the total on this one?
224.5, and as of right now, it's a pick 'em.
Oh wow. Okay.
So this is definitely a game you could target. This would be considered a pace up for Thunder.
I would think for both teams almost, right?
Chicago's playing at a relatively fast pace this year, much faster than the Thunder.
So it looks like SGA is pretty fairly priced at 7,700.
Let's start with Oklahoma City. Yeah, I love SGA at 7,700. Absolutely.
Okay.
Looking down through the roster, other than maybe Al Horford, who's 5,600, and he didn't play the last game, so I expect him to be available tonight.
Okay.
I don't don't mind Al Horford. He's got a good price tag. George Hill is someone that's been getting a little bit of run as well. He's fairly cheap at 4,700. I don't mind him either. If Darius Baisley is out, you could maybe look at Lou Dort at getting a little bit of extra run. He's cheap also at 4.1K. Isaiah Roby and Mike Muscala got a good amount of run last game, but that was because Horford was out, and I expect Horford to be available.
So what I'm hearing is you really like SGA.
I do like SGA a lot. He's one of my favorite plays on the slate.
Is there any cheap play in this? Baisley, by the way, is listed as questionable, and Ariza's listed as out.
Ariza is probably going to be out for the year. I don't see him playing 1 minute for
Jerome
the.
is questionable.
Yeah, I don't see Ariza playing for the Thunder at all this year.
Let's switch over to the Bulls. Wow, they've got a bunch. We've got Colby White, who's been blowing up. We've got Satoransky, who's out. Dotson's out. Temple questionable. Hutchinson questionable. Porter Jr. questionable. A lot of questionable. Marcus Markkanen. Did I say that right?
Laurie Markkinen, yeah, you got it.
Questionable. Porter Jr. questionable. Wow, a lot of questionables. Hutchinson out. Cornette out. What about on the Bulls side? We got a pace up. You said against this is probably a pace up game for them.
No, it's not.
Normal game for them.
It's this probably be a little bit of a pace down for them.
Okay.
The Thunder's playing a little bit slower this year.
What about White? Do we like White?
White is always a good GPP play because if he's got the 3-ball going, he can absolutely hit his ceiling. So he's always someone. Kobe White's a great tournament play, not typically someone I like to play in cash. Zach LaVine is 9,500.
Oh wow! Is that good LaVine price or bad LaVine price?
That is really high for LaVine, but
Yeah.
it's very warranted. I mean, he's been playing great as of late. With all the potential injuries, I mean, it might be that LaVine has to shoulder a lot of the offensive load with White. So he might be a little bit of a contrarian pay up spot tonight. So I don't mind Zach LaVine. And frankly, I don't really think that the Thunder have too many guys that can match up well with him defensively. So I like LaVine. He's certainly someone we could look at.
Okay. We got a lot of, we're going to have to make some choices here at the end.
Denzel Valentine is someone that's been seemingly getting a little bit more run. He's at 4.2K. If he was in the threes, I'd like him, but 4.2, a little bit too rich for my blood tonight. Otto Porter, I think you said he's questionable.
I do believe he's questionable.
If Laurie Markkinen plays, I like that salary for him as well. So we'll have to definitely keep an eye on the news.
Okay.
Wendell Carter at 6.2. We've mentioned a couple other centers I like maybe a little bit more at a little bit lesser of a price. So I think I'll probably stay away from Wendell Carter tonight.
Okay. Well, the next game we've got is we're moving out to the West Coast, so an 8 p.m. Central Time tip-off is Atlanta at Utah. We got a pace-up team playing at a pace-down team here.
Correct. Which Atlanta would be the pace-up team.
Correct. What is the total we're looking at?
226.5.
Still a pretty big total.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely
Atlanta
a big
brings
total.
big totals wherever they go, right?
Yeah, for sure. Do we have any injury designations on Atlanta? I think there should be a few.
I noticed that Trae Young is healthy. Rondo is questionable. Bogdanovich is out. Dunn is out. That's basically Gallinari is out.
Rajon Rondo is questionable, right? You mentioned him.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, Rondo's questionable.
So looking at the Atlanta side, Trae Young is $8,700.
That's cheap Trae, isn't
That
it?
is really cheap for Trae.
Is Utah a tough matchup for Trae?
People tend to think that Utah is this defensive juggernaut. I don't necessarily buy into it that much. If you like Trae, play him. He's certainly cheap. Something looks off to me with Trae this year. I don't know what it is. I can't put a finger on it, but there seems to be some chemistry issues between him and John Collins.
Okay.
Ever since John Collins and him had this little sort of fight in the media, Trae's kind of been deferring a lot offensively, and for me to really like Trae, he's got to be that alpha dog,
Right.
which Jackson is being right now,
Right.
barking.
He is definitely the alpha dog around here.
But I mean, I don't mind Trae, and certainly the salary is not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly would take a couple of shots on Trae Young tonight. There's no doubt. DeAndre Hunter's been a guy that's been getting a good chunk of minutes.
To me, he's kind of the unsung rookie of that class that I think is really good.
He would be a good solid cash play to me. I don't know at 6K if he's got a lot of tournament upside.
Okay.
So I would probably stay away. Cam Reddish, however, at 4,800, I don't mind that play at all. He's projected for about low 30-ish minutes. So I could see him, 6, 7Xing potentially. So he's someone I could certainly look at. John Collins and Clint Capella are both fairly cheap as well at 7 and 6.7K respectively. I don't mind either one of those guys as well. So there's a couple good plays here.
What about on the
Utah side?
Utah side? Let's see what we got for injury designations. Pretty clean. Ingles is out. Mitchell, Clarkson all looking healthy. Conley is listed as healthy. Yeah, it's really pretty quiet on their side. Morgan Favor is out. Morgan, who I don't know. Favors is questionable. Ingles we talked about, and that's basically it. On the pretty healthy team right there.
Yeah. We said about this game that Utah's being kind of paced up. So I tend to like a lot more of the Utah players in this matchup. Donovan Mitchell is 8.4K. I think that's a fair price tag for him. He's been playing better as of late. He started off the season kind of slow, but he's been kind of picking it up. One of my favorite plays in this game is Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
At 7.8K. I think that's a really good price tag for him. It's a pace-up matchup. I'm not scared
center
of
listed. We got a lot of centers.
We've got a lot of centers. I'm not scared of a Capella or John Collins defense. I think he's a really safe play with a good upside in tournaments. And for whatever reason, people just don't like playing Rudy Gobert. So I don't mind Rudy Gobert at all. Was it Matt that had the question about FanDuel?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Rudy Gobert to me is always if I like him on DraftKings and his salary is about the same, Rudy Gobert is even a better play on FanDuel because you get more points for blocks on FanDuel, and he's a guy that can get you a lot of blocks and rebounds. So I definitely like Rudy Gobert on FanDuel.
Okay.
But I'm looking down here. Bojan Bogdanovic, he's always someone that once he gets hot, he can get going. I don't love him in this matchup. But I would say also Mike Conley is very, very well priced. Going up against Trae Young defense, I love that. And at 6.9K, he's in a great spot as well. So I would say my three favorite plays, if I had to rank them, Rudy Gobert would be number 1, Conley would be second, and Donovan Mitchell would be third.
Okay. We talked about the Atlanta side. We talked about the Utah side. So let's move on to New Orleans at LA, a 9 p.m. Central tip-off. Fairly guessing that this is a decent total.
Yeah, it's 220.
We can go through the usual statement that both James and Davis are listed as questionable.
No way. Really?
Yeah. So
That's surprising.
that's about it, though. Caldwell Pope is questionable. Matthews is questionable. That's light for the Lakers listing players as questionable, though. They seem fairly healthy. The Pelicans, Ball's out. What's going on with Ball? He's been out pretty much the whole year, right?
Lonzo Ball?
Yeah.
He got an injury a few games ago, and I don't know. He hasn't been playing.
Bledsoe's listed as questionable on that side. Let's stay on that side. Let's jump in onto the road team, New Orleans here. What are you looking at for New Orleans?
I love me some Brandon Ingram at 8.6K.
Okay, I'm hearing a lot of expensive players.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, that's why when we talked about initially the slate, there's a lot of good players on the slate.
Yeah,
a lot of high end guys.
Choices from the high end side.
Brandon Ingram, I like just because I think he got a raw deal with the Lakers. I mean, they drafted him second overall.
Game here.
Yeah, and I think he kind of gets up to play against the Lakers because if you remember, LeBron didn't really want him around and kind of shipped him off to New Orleans. So I think there's a little bit of a kind of a bad blood there, bad taste in his mouth. Zion Williamson is back, looks like, for this game. I guess his COVID test was inconclusive. So if he plays 7.9K, I like him. I don't know, though, if he's getting Anthony Davis defense, I don't love that play. Because Anthony Davis is a great defender one-on-one.
Right.
And I think he would match up really, really well with Zion defensively.
Nationally televised game. You're going to get probably going to get both Anthony Davis and LeBron tonight.
I would think so.
Yeah.
A play I do really like in this game, who's fairly cheap, is Eric Bledsoe He
Okay.
missed the last game.
He
I
is
think
listed as questionable.
it was an eye injury though last game, so I'm assuming he's going to be back. He's 5.7K. He'll probably be going up against Dennis Schroeder, who he's not good defensively. Should be a fairly up and down game. So
Would you play both him and Ingram in a lineup? Or
you could. I mean, the total on this game, unless I probably wouldn't. Here's the reason why.
Zion's back?
Well, Zion's back, but also the Lakers are favored by 10.
Right. So
There is a
that's-
blowout risk in this game. So
right. You don't want to get too much attached to this.
if you
game.
think Vegas is wrong and you think this game should stay close, then yeah, I'd be okay playing both of them. But as of the way it's kind of set up with Vegas, I probably would just kind of pick and choose parts and pieces.
So let's flip over to the Lakers side as we listed the usual LeBron, Anthony Davis game of being listed as questionable, but we think them both will play tonight.
Yeah. So we're talking about like building lineups. Like I would probably in my rules set some rules that I would not play both Anthony Davis and LeBron James in the same lineup.
Right.
Problem is you're kind of coin flip as to who you think is going to be better each game to game.
They really don't have any respect for the daily fantasy world, those two, do they?
They don't. And
They absolutely, we never know if they're playing. You never know how many minutes they're playing. You never know which one's going to lead and which one's going to let the other one do his thing. The Lakers are a tough team to put guys on the team, right?
yeah, I think if I had to choose one tonight, it might be LeBron. And I think the reason being is we've
Low salary LeBron. It's only 9.7.
9.7's not a bad salary for LeBron. We mentioned a lot of centers so far tonight, and Anthony
We have
Davis
mentioned a lot
is
of
power
centers.
forward and center. I guess if I played him anywhere, I'd probably want to play him at power forward. But again, he's kind of priced up, so I don't know. I don't love him tonight.
I don't know if I love any Lakers tonight. I do
Schroeder's kind of priced up at 6.4.
and he's really good when one of them is out.
Harrell, you could take a shot on at 5.6K.
He had a pretty decent game the other night with Davis playing.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I'm not in love with the Lakers. Let's move on to the last game on the slate, 9 p.m. Central Time tip-off. We got the Clippers out at the Sacramento Kings. The Kings, who were super paced down, are now back to being paced up, right?
I mean, the Kings are one of the fastest paced teams in the
But for
league.
a while, a couple of years, they were a paced down team, right?
It's been they've been paced up for a while. I think there was one year they were slower, but I mean you got some young bucks and De'Aaron Fox, and they just like to run now.
Excuse me. Sorry, young buck. We didn't record that, did we?
Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah. So let's see. Sorry, my train of thought kind of got lost there a little bit.
Why?
Let's start off with the Clippers on this side.
Okay.
So the over and under on this is 227.5. So this is the second highest over under of the night. Clippers are favored by 7. I expect both Kawhi and Paul George
This
to play.
is the highest. I just caught that. This is the highest.
Second
total.
highest.
Who's this? So what did we decide was the highest?
228 was
Chicago.
the Mavericks and the Bucks.
Okay.
It's right there. So it's kind of 1A,
Injury
1B.
designations on the Clippers side. I see Beverly's questionable. Williams is questionable. Some guy that I've never heard of is out. That's about it. They seem pretty healthy too on the Clippers side.
Well, if Beverly and Williams are out, let's say, that would probably give a big bump up to Paul George, in my opinion.
Right. Another expensive player.
God, he's 9'4", but he's been balling out lately. I really like him in this spot. He might be one of my favorite plays on the slate.
Wow. Jackson. Sorry, guys. Will you make him get away from the window here?
No, he's good.
He's we're having dog issues today. He has decided that he needs to be down here. Okay. On the Kings side, I see Ramsey out, guy I never heard of. Buddy Hield questionable. Jeffries, again, another guy I've never heard of, out. Other than that, the stars seem to be playing, which are Holmes and Whiteside and Halliburton and Heald. And
Real quick, I mean, a couple guys I didn't mention in the Clippers game. I probably won't go Kawhi
we're still
tonight.
on the Clippers game.
Well, no, I'm sorry about the Clippers side.
Okay.
I probably won't play Kawhi. He's 9.6K. There's other players at that in that price range I'd like to play a little bit more. I'll probably take a little bit of the discount on Paul George. Nicholas Batum, if Beverly or Williams, either one of those guys are out or both of them are out, I think you could certainly look at some Batum. He's been getting a decent amount of minutes. Luke Kennard at 3.6K. Again, if Williams and Beverly are out, I don't mind that play either. He'd be their outside shooting threat, and at 3.6, that's definitely a good salary. So there's a couple of plays on the Clipper side that we'll just have to keep an eye out for the news.
Okay.
But let's go to Sacramento. You said Buddy Hield is questionable. Who else?
That's basically it.
Okay.
Ramsey, somebody I've never heard of, is out.
If Buddy Hield is out, that would skyrocket Tyrese Halliburton in this game as value for me.
Right.
Because he would pretty much slot in for Buddy Hield. Halliburton's a great player. He's going to be a good player, but his salary is kind of it's gone up for good reason. But at 6'7", I don't know. We've mentioned there's a lot of high price guys that we like. I think he's going to be kind of tough to fit in there. De'Aaron Fox, I love him as a player. I just feel like I never really get him right. Like when I play him, he just doesn't do well. When I don't play him, he goes off.
He's like the Derrick Henry of the NBA.
He's my Derrick Henry so far this year. I just can't get him right. So
I love him as a player.
I love him too.
He's hard as a fantasy player. He's hard to predict what nights because he has definitely a floor that's pretty low.
Yeah.
When he does not score. Okay. Even though decent total late game, I didn't hear you like a little bit more on the Clippers side. Let's build a lineup real quick. I've kind of inserted some pieces while I listen to you talk. You can tell me if we don't want them in or we do want them in.
Let me pull up DraftKings while we're doing this.
So, the last one I did not put in. Let's see if we can fit him in, based on what you said.
Jared, you're quiet over there. And what about the playoffs
Been
this week?
watching
Who
this
do you
live
like?
stream.
in the
NFL.
In the NFL, well, honestly, the Browns made me kind of hopeful for them this past week. I mean, of course, the Steelers. The Steelers aren't like the team that you have to be to prove
I've got a
something.
big heads-up match with Juice Jr. So if we, I need to hit a lineup.
But I've been an Odell Beckham fan for so long, and so if the Browns can pull this off, I mean, at this point, I'm rooting for the Browns.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Browns too.
So
okay, here's who I put in. I've got Trey Burke in at the point guard slot, shooting guard slot at 4,900. I've got Okie, O-K-O-G-I-E.
Josh Okogie.
At the small forward spot at 3,600. I left the shooting guard spot open. I put Ingram at the power forward slot at 8,600. I played Vucevic at 9K at the center spot for Orlando.
Okay.
I've got guard SGA at 7,700. I've got the forward spot open, and I've got Tristan Thompson in the utility slot
Okay.
at 4,800.
I like a lot of those pieces. So let's kind of
based off what you said. So I hope you like.
Yeah. No, I mean
But tell me who you want in and who you want out.
So I love SGA at shooting guard. We talked about him. He's got he's point guard actually, right?
Yeah, I want to play him in that. I put him in the guard spot, but I definitely wouldn't mind playing him in this matchup against Chicago.
No, I definitely like this spot for him. I think it's pace up. It's a very fair salary for him. So I'm fine with putting him in at point guard.
So who was that at the point guard?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder.
Okay. My favorite Thunder player.
Yeah. So we talked about the Dallas-Milwaukee game. We want to have maybe some parts of that game. I like the Trey Burke call a lot. 4,900 saves us a little bit of salary.
So leave him at 4. You play him at. So SGA, we're playing at point guard, right?
Yeah. Trey Burke at shooting guard.
Trey Burke at 4,900.
Yes. So
Okay.
I think we're going to have to. To me, this is kind of looking like it's going to be sort of one of those balance build kind of nights because there's just not a ton of value that we really
Right.
were able to identify.
Okie was one of them that I know you liked at 3,800, 3,600.
3,600. He's questionable right now.
Right.
But it's saying he's probable. Let's put him in for now. We could always put in Luke Kennard if need be.
Okay.
So, but let's put in a Kogi right now. I like that matchup, especially if he's starting, because he'll get a good complement of minutes at 3,600. That'll give us a little bit of salary relief.
What about Ingram at the power forward spot?
Oh man, I like him. He's price tag is tough.
Narrative game.
Narrative game, yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah. He's got something to prove.
So we're not putting Ingram in right now.
Let's save a little bit of salary.
How many points?
Play.
Would Ingram need to pay this price off?
5x.
I mean, he'd need like 45 to 50 points.
45 to 50 points.
Yeah.
And he's done 36, 42, 44, 54 the last few weeks. But it appears from what I'm looking at now that the Lakers have a decent defense. Is that right?
I mean, the Lakers right now I feel like they're making teams look like middle school teams.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
if you watched them play against the Thunder the other night, it was just a mismatch from the very tip off. And they're just in cruise control right now, which also makes me sort of not want to play any of the Lakers because it's not like they're being extended any bit, you know? So,
I mean, the most frustrating thing for me in the NBA this year is it seems like LeBron and Anthony Davis are just like barely playing
right.
this year.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Okay, so I've got no Ingram yet. What about Vooks at the center spot? Are we playing?
Okay, let's stick at power forward before we go. Let's go Nick Batum at 5,300. I think he's it's a real pace-up matchup against Sacramento.
How do we spell Batum?
Batum.
Batum, yeah, yep.
Okay.
I used to love to play him the first year I played NBA.
Yeah, I mean he seems like he's been around forever.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're getting into center, right? And we like a lot of centers. Ideally, I would like to try and get 2 centers on this slate.
Of course.
One of the guys I kind of like that can save us a little bit of salary, we talked about him earlier, is Tristan Thompson. They're shorthanded.
I had to have him.
There's especially at the bigs spot. So I think he should get a good amount of run. They're going to need him against Vucevic. So
Cheap.
he's cheap. So let's plug in Tristan Thompson.
And you might have said this earlier. What's the pace for Orlando? Are they like a medium?
They're medium. They're typically a slower paced team, but this year they've actually been a little bit quicker.
Okay.
But I think for me with Thompson, it's all about the minutes that he's going to be potentially getting. So now if we've got all the guys in, I'm seeing average remaining player of 7,900. Is
Yep,
that what
that's
you
what I
guys are
got.
seeing?
Yep.
We've got
Okay. So let's see where we're at here. I'm going to go with Mike Conley, guys.
Okay.
6,900
Mike Conley, really?
against
See that one
Atlanta.
coming.
How many times Mike Connolly has burned me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, is this the voodoo pick?
This is not. I don't have the power to voodoo anything in the NBA right now.
Let's.
Well,
I
you
mean,
have it.
I just
It's
want to see
whether
if there's
you're
anyone
choosing to
around
use
there.
it or not. That's your choice.
But you said they're playing Atlanta. Atlanta's a
High-paced.
fast pace. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I do not worry about Trae Young. In fact, he's a guy I typically like to attack from the offensive side of the ball. So yeah, I like him, and he's going to save us a little bit of money at 6,900.
Okay. So 8,400.
Okay, so now we can start kind of playing a little bit here. Man, part of me wants to go Aaron Gordon, but nah, not against Boston.
No. I'm not a Gordon guy.
Oof.
We got some salary to play with here.
We
got
do.
8,400.
We do. Let's go straight to utility. Let's see who's up top.
We got Doncic.
Doncic, yeah.
Yep.
You like that's who you're gonna play?
No,
Because you'd picked the Freak earlier over the two.
yeah.
We're going Freak
I would say either Freak or Paul George.
I was gonna say George was mentioned a lot.
Against Sacramento. Yeah.
Okay. That puts
He's
Aaron
had a couple good games. I mean, several
back
good
to
games
back
in
to
a row
Aaron
here.
Gordon. We're close to being able to squeeze Zion in. So who you playing in that forward spot?
Let's see something here. I want
Sadly,
to look
it's at the top there. It's Aaron Gordon staring
Yeah.
at you in the face.
I'm not a huge Aaron Gordon guy.
No, I'm not either.
Jackson's back.
Jackson's like an Aaron Gordon apparently.
He likes checking things out today. That's for sure.
It's tough. There's just not a ton of value right now. But that's okay. I mean, like, these are the kind of slates where I think you got to go a little bit more balanced, right? Because I think if, I mean, let's see what he's been. No, I don't like the minutes there. I was gonna say Batum and George seems like a lot from one side, but
What about Randall and Ja? Or Ramble and Colby White running it back?
What about John Collins? Tell me a little bit about John Collins. Atlanta plays a fast-paced game. They're playing Utah. Someone's got to score points. Is that
okay. I know what we're doing.
Oh, he's
even
got you.
something?
Okay, we're going Rudy Gobert at center.
Oh, he did like Gobert.
Okay.
So put him at utility.
Yeah, and let's fire up Middleton.
Over Brown
Yeah,
or Ingram. We could play Ingram too in this lineup.
we could, but we don't love picking on AD.
We don't love picking on AD.
I don't really know who's going to slow Chris Middleton down. I think we're getting a little bit of leverage from Giannis people that are going to own him. So I don't mind that play.
I don't either. But,
Let's see. Hold on. Let me look at something real quick.
This is in the.
Ooh,
So what did you guys switch?
ooh, I think I've got something I kind of like now.
Okay, what we got?
So instead of so if we play Middleton, we've got the flexibility to play, and I think I like both these plays for tournaments. Ja Morant or Kobe White.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's go with Ja Morant.
Do you go
7,500. Yeah. This is a good, solid, balanced build. And we're kind of running it back a little bit with a Kogi on the Minnesota side.
Okay.
I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. And I'm telling you, if Ja plays, I think he's going to get his full minutes. I really do.
Well, they made a big deal about putting it on the ESPN ticker, like, hey, there's a good chance he's
Yeah.
going to play tonight.
Yeah. I
another
just can't. I
matchup.
can't see him running them. I can't see them running him out for like 20 minutes. What's the
Right.
point at that point? He's either healthy or he's not. And if we find out he's on a minutes restriction, that's fine. We could go to either Marcus Smart or we can go to Kobe White.
Okay, so Jam Master Jay, give us a recap of the lineup you got, because then we're going to play over-under with Julio.
This is
here.
what I got so far. I was a little confused in the last few moves. We got Alexander at the top, Burke at shooting guard, Oki at the small forward, Batum,
Okogie, yeah.
Okogie, Batum at power forward, Tristan Thompson center, Mike Connolly at the guard spot.
John Morant.
John Morant is where we're
Yeah,
switching. Okay.
yeah.
John Morant then at the guard spot. Wait, is John spell his name?
Ja Morant. J-A.
J-A, okay. And then, so we're getting rid of Paul George, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so I've got a forward spot open and a utility spot open.
And it was
Chris Middleton for Milwaukee,
Yep.
and Rudy Gobert for Utah.
Leaves us $200 left over.
Yep.
okay. Well, that's the lineup for Friday, January 15th, 2021. Now we've got about 10 minutes. Let's do the make Matt some money game that we like.
Hey,
to
real
play
quick.
some.
I mean, Matt
don't interrupt.
Matt had a question. Matt, one of the listeners had a question about FanDuel.
Okay.
Right. I just want to give him a couple plays that I really like.
because we got to make me some money.
Well, we got to make Matt some money too, man. The other Matt.
We got 10 minutes.
On FanDuel, I like De'Aaron Fox quite a bit.
Explain to the listeners real quick the major difference between FanDuel and DK.
Like DK, you have $50,000 in salary.
Okay.
FanDuel, you have $60,000, but FanDuel, they force you to play certain positions, meaning that, like, some players on DraftKings have like multi-position eligibility, meaning they can be like shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. FanDuel, a player is either a power forward, a center, a shooting guard, small forward, or point guard. That's it. And you get to play one center and then two of each of the other positions. So you're sort of pigeonholed into what you can play because you've got to play certain players at certain spots. So I would say just real quick looking, I really, really like De'Aaron Fox's salary on FanDuel. Mike Conley I like at 6,900 as well. Luka is really priced up at 11.6. So I don't love that guy, but that play, but you could always play Luka. Trey Burke is also 4,500, so he's pretty cheap. Shooting guard, real quick. Zach LaVine is much better priced at 9,000. Love me some Paul George at 8,800. And I like SGA at 8,200 a lot. So I think I'd probably be paying up at the shooting guard spot. Small forward, this will probably be a position I'll be kind of going middle of the road. Like Chris Middleton at 7,400, probably like him more on FanDuel than on DraftKings. And we know how much we like him on DraftKings. I'll probably be spending down a little bit. Josh Okogie's 3,900, so he's pretty cheap. And then real quick, power forward. Giannis is a little bit cheaper than Luka. Don't mind him. Julius Randle's 9,100. Zion 7,700, so he's fairly cheap. Aaron Gordon is a play I really like on FanDuel tonight at 6,500. And Batum, 5,300. I like him better on DraftKings. Tristan Thompson's 4,400. He's power forward eligible on only on FanDuel, so I don't mind that play. And then at center, probably like Vucevic at 9,400 and like Rudy Gobert at 8,000 and Jonas Valanciunas at 7K. So those are just some real quick plays on FanDuel.
There you go, Matt. I hope you're listening.
Yeah, hope you're still listening.
Okay, back to the more important thing on TAC, which is game we call play, making me some money.
Let's do it.
Jared, you haven't been here for this. What I'm going to do is give him some names. Do you want to get out your betting account? These are Vegas's over-under. It helps us kind of see who Vegas, what they're thinking is going to happen tonight, and we can see where we're at. Okay, Knicks, Cavaliers, Randall, 22.5.
Over.
Over?
You like it or you're fading it?
Over.
You like it?
I do like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Make yourself money if you choose here on this, Jared. R.J. Barrett, 17.5.
Oh, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm passing on that one.
Yeah, I don't love
No
it either
strong
way.
opinion.
No.
Nikolai Vukovic, someone we've discussed, is 21.5. Vegas.
Love it.
We love the over on that one. That's even one of our plays.
Yeah.
What about Aaron Gordon? That's another guy we discussed. He's 16.5 and Vegas has him. Okay, so we're going to pass on that one. We don't have. That's probably priced pretty fairly, right?
Yeah, I think I can see it going either way.
We made some money off this one the last time we played this game. Luka Doncic, 30.5.
And this is a point total?
Yeah.
I'd go under, right?
Oh, I don't know. Last time he was 30.5. He got 34 and we won.
Yeah, we went over last time. I like it. Go over.
But you don't love it, huh?
I like it. No, I mean it's a high total, up and down. I mean if Dallas keeps this game close, it's because Luka had a good game.
Right. What about rebounds?
All right.
They've got Luka at 8.5 and assists they have 8.5.
Oof, God.
Not triple double night.
I mean that's. I mean I think they're almost kind of baiting you into saying he's going to do a triple double with that number.
They also have Luka at 3.5 field goals made. 3-point field goals made.
I think I like the under better.
Okay. I'm just going Luka over points, and I didn't go very high on that one. Tim Hardaway Jr. is listed at 17.5 points.
I like the over on that.
Okay. Do we love the over on that, or do we like the
I
over?
like it.
Okay.
What do they have Kristaps at?
We'll get there. We'll go quick. They don't have Kristaps listed. They have the Freak listed at 28.5.
I'm going to go under.
Okay. Wow. Good thing we didn't play him.
I think he's going to have a huge game with a bunch of peripheral stats like assists, blocks, steals.
Well, here's what we got. We got 11.5 rebounds.
I can see him going over.
Okay. and assist is 5.5.
I can see him going over there too.
Oh, it's actually 4.5. So we got a free.
Love it even more.
We got a free assist out
Yeah.
of that.
I think he's going to rack up the stats tonight.
Okay. 3. Chris Middleton, 20.5.
Over. We like him.
We do like Chris Middleton over.
He's in our lineup. We
Yeah.
got to bet over on that,
Yeah,
right?
get over on that one. Rebounds, they have 6. These national televised games, they have more stats. They have more props for 6.5 on Middleton.
I like it.
Over.
Yeah.
Assists, 5.5.
I like it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going.
Big game for Middleton.
Yeah, I'm putting money on all of them. Okay, let's see what else we got. We'll go quick here through these last games.
And then
to
Matt's got a
finish up.
couple questions here about football.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish this up, and we'll go. We'll end with some football.
Our most loyal viewer right now is Matt May.
We love you, Matt.
You're the best. Okay, let's finish. I'll finish this up, making me some money real quick. Drew Holiday, we got 15.5. I'm going to pass on that. Okay, Zach LaVine, Bulls at Thunder, 26.5 for Zach LaVine in Vegas. This number.
Zach LaVine at 9,500,
I'm
25 points. If they're gonna, right, it makes sense that that'd be over, right?
Yeah, I would like the over.
You
Yeah.
like the over on that one?
Yeah.
What about Colby White at 17.5?
Man, Kobe White's one of those guys that he's either on or he's off.
Right.
It's just
What about
that there's
this
no
one?
in between.
Here's somebody in our lineup. SGA 20.5.
Over.
Oh yeah.
Bang that one.
Anyone in
Love
our
that
lineup, you got to bet the over. Otherwise, you're betting against yourself.
Good job on that. He's the best in the business. Carl Anthony Towns 22.5.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Okay, there's more than I thought, so we're gonna skip down. Trey Young 27.5.
We're gonna go under.
Under.
Okay. Do you have anything on Ja?
Ja is not listed.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
And quickly, Brandon Ingram 22.5. I'm going over.
Yeah, that seems like an easy win. Right, Juice? What do you? Juice, you're making some faces over there.
I mean, Vegas makes money for a reason.
That's
right.
right. I guess-
they,
Is that a bait? Is that a bait right
maybe.
there?
I mean,
What are the odds on the over
What are the odds in the over under Brandon Ingram?
Oh, I missed. I left it. I think it's like 135. I have finished. Okay, let's get to Ingram quick. Ingram was. Oh, there's one lot more I want to ask you about. Ingram was minus 120 at 22.5.
So, okay.
Okay, last one I'm going to ask you. Paul George, 24.5.
I like the over. I think he's gonna destroy tonight.
Okay,
I'm gonna build some lineups with Paul George tonight.
All right.
Well,
Well, if
I
you're
made
changing
11
your mind, Juice, you make sure you give me some time.
Yeah, I made
You know?
11 bets on over-unders. Just
It's
so
hard.
you know.
I mean, it's hard because there are so
Definitely
many
hard.
good plays tonight. I mean, there really are. But we live in a salary cap world, and we are salary cap girls.
So what was Matt's question on the NFL?
All right. So Matt is asking, are y'all doing a football show? Big games this weekend. So he's getting he needs some insight.
I wish we were doing a football show. I would mind doing a football show like Saturday morning or Saturday because I need help with a line.
Well, we can talk about it a little
do
bit.
like a Zoom call,
Okay.
like Sunday morning, if you guys are down for that.
Well, let's spend like
No, I'd rather dedicate a full show to the football if we're going to do it because now people who aren't watching are going to come in and work at the tail end.
all
We're
right.
talk
all right.
football. Let's do it. Can you get a time for a Zoom call Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, yeah.
We could break it out in 30
30
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes Zoom.
We could even
Even tomorrow? I could do it tomorrow or Sunday.
Sunday. I mean,
This
Sunday.
weekend sometime.
We could even come here shortly.
Okay. Yeah, up to you guys. I am available to do a playoff show. I'd like to do one. I have a big bet with Juice Jr. Heads up on the 4-game slate, Saturday and Sunday. I feel a little lost. I did not do very well last weekend in our matchups that we did. I lost to him heads up, and I lost in all my. We did a Saturday slate and a Sunday slate. I did not do well last weekend, so I could use the help. So if you guys want to build a lineup,
We need Juice Jr. to come over to the NBA side.
yeah, well, he's not going to. So we got to be able to beat him where we can get him. And right now, he's willing to bet pretty big on the NFL this weekend. So.
All right. So just briefly before we end the stream, we got 4 games this weekend in the
And
playoffs.
thank you to the 6 people watching.
And we've got the Rams against Green Bay on Saturday. We've got Baltimore against Buffalo on Saturday. We got Cleveland against Kansas City, which I think we all know what the end of that's going to look like. If you're feeling adventurous, I guess you could bet on Cleveland and hope for the best. And then we got Tampa Bay and the Saints on Sunday as well.
Yeah, I'd like to do a show because it's 4 games. It's good games. We're running out of football, and I wouldn't mind doing a show at all. So,
Hey, real quick.
There's a lot of things I can
There's a
talk
group
about.
I'm in, it's like a Slack group of DFS guys, and one of the quotes is DK pricing feels hard today. All the studs feel like they are priced for their ceilings. So we're on it. I mean, this is a hard slate in terms of salary. I mean, I think like the last couple nights of y'all have been playing, scores have been like in the 300s because there's been so much value on the slate.
yeah.
And this one, there's just not a lot as of right now. So, I would say balanced builds is probably going to be a good way to go tonight.
So
as of right now.
So that means like less LeBron, less.
I mean,
Less-
you could always play Giannis, you could always play Luka, but if you do that tonight, you're going to be suffering some other spots.
Well, I appreciate it, Juice. Thank you for all the insight. You do
Yep.
all the hard work on these NBA shows. Definitely, let's try to get together in any way, shape, or possible to do a playoff show. I could use the help. And to the 6 guys that seem to be consistently watching, thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks,
Matt
guys.
Mayu, thank you for commenting and giving us someone to talk to in the chat.
Jackson,
Appreciate
wanted to
you.
say his goodbyes. He's been all over this stream today. Anyway, we'll see you this weekend with some NFL picks. So thanks for watching.
We'll post the final lineup on Twitter tonight.
Yeah,
right?
I'll do that. You
make
got to give
sure-
me time to post it.
Okay. We'll do
Keep
that.
promising that. So we got to make sure we do it.
If I
Yeah.
get time, I'll post it.
Awesome.
All right. Well,
Great show, guys. Thanks.
thank you for joining our first Pivot live stream.
We got all the way through the hour.
We did it all. This is what the future is going to look like, except for it's going to look a little better than this.
Yeah, we'll have graphics where you can see our
Yep.
lineups instead of in the box. Instead of the box, we'll when we do the big shows, we'll have Abby here in the future to help out with some of the technical directing. and-
Absolutely. We're going to bring our passion to your passion. We're going to bring it together. This is going to be the future of sports entertainment. If you want to be a part of it, tune in every week.
I like it.
Yeah,
Jam
and
Master.
like and subscribe.
Like and
people.
subscribe.
We
all right?
picked up
Please.
a couple last week.
Share
and
the videos. Share
Matt,
help
Matt
us
out
out.
there, if you haven't done that, please do that. We picked up a couple subscribers last week, so it's nice. Oh, and we got T-shirts going to be done.
got
this
T-shirts
afternoon.
coming out.
So if you're
I think
regular,
Matt's gonna have to get one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Matt
Matt definitely
Mayo.
gets a
Yeah, I
t-shirt.
mean, you got to give him a free T-shirt because
if we can
he is
figure out who
our.
the 6 people are watching,
He's one of
then-
the OGs.
He's
man.
one of the OGs now. And every
Can
time
we-
Matt Mayu talks on the stream, we're gonna be like, oh,
Does it show on the stream who the 6 people
there's our
are
first live
watching?
stream fan.
Do we
What'd you
know-
say?
Do we know who the 6 people watching are?
No, they gotta comment in the chat for
Well,
us to see
comment
him.
if you're watching right now, so we know that you were one of the ones watching, and you definitely get one of the T-shirts we reserved for you. I know that will make your weekend even that brighter. Much
Honestly, it
brighter.
would make our weekend much brighter if we know who you are and you wanted to say
I've
something
got
in
some
the chat.
guesses as who they are, so I'd like
That's
to
good.
see if my guesses are correct. Anyway, thanks, guys, and we're out. We'll be back next week, probably roughly the same time.
Yep,
See you guys.
sounds good.